that customers would see.
Adam briefly mentioned on it, but the data backup, I think that we need to discuss who needs it for, why we want to sell it, and the realistically how it's going to go, how it gets installed, and then what happens if we need to retrieve something for a customer. I think that's the biggest thing. So the first thing is, who is it for? It's for residential and business customers, and along with business customers, desktop and server. So when we try to go for a BCMP customer, we actually do, we try to sell them on the remote data backup, the unlimited data backup product, which we install on their server. Right. So
which is their number 2 goal when the company needs to get that.
Residential, each one of these, I'm not sure if you're going to go over these or not, with what gets backed up with.
Yeah, it's up to us during the install as to what gets backed up.
Okay. So we'll go over that on that process. But each one of them, and you actually, let's say for example, residential customers, we're not going to back up their MP3s. No, we're not doing it. There is a list somewhere, there was a list that said what we will actually back up and what we won't for the residential and business customers.
That should be on our terms. Music and movies, unless they're critical to business functions.
Correct. Yeah. Do you know where that is, Eric? Okay, so you got that as an action item to find that. So we will get a wiki document explaining this, and then this video will actually get uploaded into that as well. So the second thing about what I want to cover is, or why we're doing this, is why do we want to sell this data backup product? It provides us with a sticky service. I'm not sure if you know what a sticky service is or not, but a sticky service is something that if they only had internet with us, switching to another company becomes very simple. Because Harry's internet and Eric's internet is exactly the same, but Eric's is cheaper. No brainer. People don't care. But if we offer sticky services such as if Harry offers data backup, and then we're offering $4.95 data backup with Harry, and then he has the Piranha service with him, then he has the AVG antivirus protection with him. Now all of a sudden, the customer is then thinking, if I want to change from Eric, or from Harry to Eric, man, what all this stuff am I going to have to uninstall? Well, Eric offers this too, but I'm only going to save $2 a month. But how much time is it going to take me to uninstall this stuff and reinstall all of it? I'm going to have this company. That's just more work than what a customer usually wants to do. So that is the point of selling sticky services, and we do not do a good enough job of selling those sticky services. That's why we have the Piranha DNS. That's why we have the AVG Cloud Care, things like that. And we need to be bundling those things onto that customer as much as possible. So anything that you guys can do to help get those customers on that AVG, or Casey, if you're out there actually talking to a customer and saying, hey, what do you use for data backup? Or what do you use for antivirus? Well, I don't know, I just use it. Hey, would you like $5 a month AVG and I can install it right now? Or I can, have somebody come and install it, remote in your desktop and actually install it later. Then all of a sudden we're bundling that service and we're getting more of those products to that
I got a
customer.
whole bunch of them.
Good. That's great. That's what we want to keep doing. Absolutely. So that explains why we want the data backup. You will run into some things of, well, this company does it for free. So what? So what? That's when you say, we stand behind our product, and where you will get a difference between them and us is if you delete something, call us. We'll restore it for you. The other company, what are they going to do for you? Jake and I were out, out at a meeting, Special Olympic Committee, that's right. And they immediately said, well, so-and-so found us this data backup, and it's like $79 a year. And you're one to charge, I don't remember how much it was, 25 bucks. I don't remember what it was. Well, that seems smarter, and it's just like, it is. But the person that was working with them to get that solution hadn't even got back to him yet. Hadn't even really done anything. So we were like, literally said, are they going to support you? I think that was what you said. And that's it right there. That is the difference. And people will pay to have support. Where we fail is when we don't give the support. That's epic fail.
And another thing,
So
do they offer unlimited like we do? You know, the pricing, you know,
some companies do, some companies don't. You have to look at them. They all have fine print. Every one of them have fine print. No matter what, every one of them have fine print.
That's one of the things I asked was like, well, is it unlimited? You know, because that's where, well, I'm not for sure. You might want to check because if it's free, it's probably not unlimited most of the time. I'd say.
Can you remind me, I need to talk to you about iDisplay as soon as we get this done.
Oh, sure.
Okay, just
Sure.
remind me.
As I'm before, yeah. So,
I know, right? So that makes sense why somebody would want to have our service versus somebody else's. They might know that somebody else has it for free, and that's where you say, well, they have it for free, and you haven't done it yet, so how critical is this to you? What are you going to do when all of a sudden you lose all your pictures on your computer? I know a lot of people, and I will tell you right now that I would say probably of the people that take digital pictures with their cameras, I would say 90% of the people that I know copy them over to their desktop, and that's as far as they go. They don't have them backed up on USB drives. They don't have them backed up on a data backup. They just don't have it. They absolutely do not
They're
have it.
devastated when they're lost.
They're absolutely.
Oh.
They are absolutely. I mean, I keep my pictures in 3 different places. I have an online data backup for it. I have it stored on my NAS at home. I have a NAS, and then I also have it. I archive each one to an SD card at the end of each year, and then I keep that in a safe in Pittsburgh. So this way, I mean, because I've lost an entire year's worth of pictures before, and I'm never going through that again. Never. So that is that. Which one do you want to go over? The desktop setup?
They all look, the installers actually all look the same.
Okay.
The only difference is the server edition will allow you to do SQL Server install.
I already did it.
started.
And the server edition will let you grab Exchange inboxes for an Exchange server, and will let you grab running SQL databases.
Okay.
That's really the only difference between the server and desktop version.
Okay.
So it's stuff that, as far as support goes or sales goes, not really much of a difference.
Okay.
So basically, if they're a company and it's actually a running server, we use the server edition. Other than that, whether it's for business or for personal use, it'll be the same version.
Okay.
So I'm going to go through the beginning part of this installation because it really has no bearing for anyone else other than the installers. So,
Yeah.
anyone who's going to be installing this has already worked with this. Except for Casey.
So it looks like we have reseller arrangement with Dropbox.
No, that is not correct.
That's
He
a flash
just used
storage
Dropbox
box.
to download the files.
Yeah.
Where are these setup files located at?
If you look at the company web,
Yeah.
the username and password list,
Yeah.
there's a Dropbox account,
Okay.
and that's where we keep everything.
So these executables, that's the only place that those are kept.
Correct. There's some floating around there, somewhere for Zach.
Okay.
I don't know what else they would do. Also, with this,
Okay.
also with this, you'll see that we have these customers listed in here. Silver Lake, Swihart, Kuwait. If we look at one, we also keep a copy of, since we're using encryption, we do keep a copy of their
Recovery files.
their recovery key and information regarding their installs. We keep it all here as well. So we keep it on their local machine as well, so they have a copy. But in case that machine gets so hosed up that we can't cover anything, we want to make sure we have a copy of that encryption key.
Okay.
Without the key, there's no way to actually get their files. On our server side, we actually can't even see their files. It all comes over fully encrypted, so we can't even view their data. So if they ever ask about the security,
So in the data backup, the installation process, Jeremy, you have done this for customers before? Okay. Then I would like to ask you to make the instructions on how to install it. So if you wouldn't mind doing that on the wiki, then that way we don't, and maybe what we can do is just create like a data backup section, and then we can say how to install, and then I'm thinking that Wes, have you downloaded customers files before, or restored customers files for them before? Have you done it? Okay, so Jake will have to be the one that'll have to write the document for,
And you have to do it client side, we can't do it from our location. We can't do it by logging in. But it'll have to be done client side, or on site.
for restoring customers.
We're storing their data on our servers,
Yes.
And it's not.
not Dropbox.
Correct.
Because I just
what-
saw customer data in
Dropbox is just where we're keeping the
I-
recovery files and the installer
It's
files.
our redundancy.
Kind of. The only thing that's really getting stored there is files I'm gonna need while I'm on site.
Okay,
Something, we use Dropbox because it's a nice web interface, really fast,
okay.
prevents us from,
But the master is on our server.
leaks, yeah, we don't wanna be
Yeah,
logging.
all of our data is stored on the cloud.
We don't wanna be logging into our critical services at an end user site.
Yeah,
Accidentally leaving credentials.
Right.
Other stuff behind
right.
if they're storing data, so
Okay.
Dropbox is just a place where we can stick data that we'll need.
And we use software called Remote Data Backup.
Yeah.
That's the software that we actually use to do that. So,
Alright, when you first do an install, you're gonna get two options. If this was going onto a machine, say a user had a machine, completely failed, went up in a fire, we can do this in disaster recovery mode, so it'll connect to their old information. But we'll do this in new registration mode. Server side, they'll create usernames and passwords. There'll be a different one for each machine. So if a company has 5 different machines, there's going to be 5 different usernames and passwords. We'll always name them something very descriptive. It's like, you saw in the weights, there was one called X-ray machine.
now this username right now is actually being, you generated this user already.
I already have this user generated, server side. So
You created the username.
Yeah.
yes, yep, that is something you'll always have someone on our side of things do for you. We have to create that server side.
Eric just briefly mentioned, what about the cost and stuff like that? It's on the ITN sign-up form, as well as it's on the Benson sign-up forms. It's the same product. It might be priced a little bit differently, but it is the exact same product. I know Eric has specials that he also does as well, which we discount things if they can get them to install it right then and there.
The reason why I asked that question was because I had to do a report for our data backup, and when I went to FreeSide, I selected all agents for data backup, and I noticed that some agents didn't have all the packages for data backup. So we have to verify that both Benson and ITN have data backup packages in both places with the same prices.
That'll be something, Melanie, you'll have to do with our app, Brandon, take a look at, check a look at it. So what are you doing now?
Alright, so we went through during the install, we did cancel real quick so you can see, and it asked us what kind of encryption we were going to use. And we told it low fish, very low key encryption. And then it asks us if we want to save a copy of the key, we'll tell it yes.
So this encryption mode just goes ahead and, gives all the information right to the NSA, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. This way the NSA can still have
Okay,
access.
I want to make sure that the NSA has access to this.
Backdoor.
That way we and the NSA both have access.
Right, great, this is great.
We got shared. Normally I just print this to an XDS document. That way I can open it later, but not actually have to print it onto a piece of paper.
Is there any particular place that we should store this on the customer's
I,
computer, or we just print it off right there?
every single customer that I've worked with, I've stuck it in the same exact place.
And that is,
I create a folder under the C drive called recovery, which will get that in the wiki. C:/recovery on their local machine will have their data, but we also upload it to the Dropbox in a folder with their name on it.
Okay.
So we can get to it either in the local machine or
Love to use the video correction.
I've used Remote Backup.
I usually throw it in the user docs so that it gets backed up preferentially when you're backing up your documents or whatever you want.
So we need to standardize where we're gonna put it, where do we wanna put it?
I don't care too much where we put it,
Yeah, it really doesn't matter, that just happened to be.
but we'll standardize it. I've never actually grabbed it from a local machine. I always
Okay.
grab it
So we,
straight from
where,
Dropbox.
where do we wanna put it?
I'd
Let's
rather
make
It
this-
still put
doesn't
it
really matter.
right
Every
here,
folder's
people,
really
you
fine.
can-
Because he's got more
Okay.
set up than I would.
Okay, we're gonna put in the SQL and recovery.
That way, if we stick it in their user documents, and they're on a machine with multiple users,
Yep.
which documents folder would it be in? If we
That's
stick it in
good.
SQL and Windows Scratch recovery.
Well, either way, that's a lot. And that's why you have to get them back from Dropbox and scratches.
Alright, so that was, we just went through the normal installation. That just gets the client on here, it's not set up, it's not gonna do anything. So what we normally do at the very beginning, very first time you run this application, you have to create a backup set, which is where
It's a
you
skill.
Yeah, it doesn't work, this application doesn't work very well with XP.
With XP,
Yeah, it's awful with XP.
does it work well on 7?
Yeah, it works great. This application works great. It doesn't work the greatest server side. It's known to hang out at memory leaks where we'll have to reboot the server occasionally.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah. Pretty much what I work for, I just to get out of the information from backup.
Really?
Yeah.
They're not-
It's known for not being very stable.
Nice.
So this is when people say, "Well, what gets backed up?" It's, well, what do you want to get backed up? Is basically the correct answer. Because,
One tip I'll give you, don't select all C.
yeah, don't
Even don't do it if you're gonna do exclusions, because notice it doesn't see the Windows folder. But if you select the root C, it will try to index the Windows folder and you can't exclude it. That's what Hutchins' problem is. So you have to just choose files, don't exclude anything, just choose them.
So we can, these are file sets where we can just automatically tell it, yeah, we're gonna want everything on the desktop. Yeah, we're gonna want the My Documents. Yeah, we'll keep their favorites. No, we're not gonna bother with music, but we'll grab their pictures.
I would almost guarantee that most customers would know what they need backed up.
Exactly.
So if you hit documents, it searches the computer for
Grab
common
extension.
extensions.
For extensions. Or if they have specific applications that are specific to their industry,
Yeah.
which we run into all the time, and they want a backup of that, we'll actually go to like the program files folder
Yeah,
and actually
QuickBooks.
grab QuickBooks and grab the Utilit folder,
okay.
things like that. So we could actually, if we wanted to get a copy of, let's just say HP is something necessary, we can actually just click on it and include it with it. Now it's gonna get backed up as well.
The problem I foresee happening is if they don't know what they want backed up, and we go through and we pretty much back up everything that we think should be, and then the customer calls in saying, well, I thought this was being backed up.
We have to make sure that we ask for,
You have to
All
work
are-
with
what are
them
they-
while you're
Right.
choosing your backups.
yeah, it takes a little bit of work because most people aren't certain of what they.
Look at the icons on the desktop
Look
and
at
see what they're using.
Ask them what applications they use every day, where any of their critical data. Say if I took this machine away from you right now, what would you be missing that you absolutely need? Usually we phrase it like that.
Right.
I just don't know
Yeah,
that
it's very catered to that person's
Right.
specific needs.
I just know there's a missing gap of something protecting us from them coming back. We need to have them sign off at the end of the install saying everything we want back up is done. I'm simply saying that because that way we can say, well, you agreed that everything was being backed up. They wanted.
I don't know how you're gonna do that.
I don't know
I mean,
either.
other than, I would say you detail it, underneath the terms and conditions, just back up and what it entails, That's what I would cover it.
Put it in
And
terms.
just make
Yeah,
sure
I would
it's
put it
there.
in terms. I think it
Just
already
make
is in
sure-
the terms.
And then,
I'll double check.
you know what I mean, and then we educate them.
Yeah.
It's all about educating.
Agreed.
I mean, more often than not, you're gonna come back with customers saying, oh, I didn't have this list, I didn't even think about it. Well, as long as the files are still there, we can add it to be backed up.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal, but
Right.
I simply have a list, if there's a way to print off a list of what main files and directories are being backed up, and give it to the customer, saying this is what's being backed up, that's it. So if something changes, you have to let us know, because it's not gonna get backed up unless it's on this list.
Yeah, because you set that criteria once.
Yep.
And, okay,
And
It
then
can be modified later, but
right, okay.
So the next final step is basically just choosing when it's gonna back up. that aren't aware, even after telling them that their machine has to be on, or the backup will not work. Some people actually don't understand that. So I always gotta make sure people understand if they're having issues. Someone comes in and says, hey, it's said that I turned my computer on this morning and it says that nothing got backed up. I got a message. Was it on last night? Because we always set the schedule to back up in the evening when they wouldn't be like using it. Because we don't want to put the computer under heavy load while they're trying to get things done.
Right.
So lots of people don't realize that the machine can't back up if it's off.
Heavy load, we also don't want to put their bandwidth on a heavy load. So as more and more people are using their computers late at night for Netflix and stuff, you know, are we gonna adjust that time up to the wee hours in the morning?
What we have done is we limit to a quarter meg
On server side, right?
on server side.
Yeah.
So we actually can't just destroy their bandwidth.
Oh, okay.
We've
Yeah,
had, we've had,
Their outgoing bandwidth,
what's that?
their outgoing bandwidth.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're up, yeah. We upload it on our side, so that way we aren't gonna be just destroying their bandwidth.
So we don't receive anything faster than
We will,
250.
and we can manually change that, which we've had to do a couple times with users who have an incredible amount of data. And we need to do the very first, even though we always do it in an incremental backup type. But the very first backup they do will always come across as a full backup. So if they have right off the bat 15 to 20 gigs of data, it could take 3 or 4 nights. And if they're in a hurry to get it up and running, we'll actually have to manually change the amount of bandwidth and just let it just go completely wide open on both ends and just let it come on through, and then we'll scale it back. With an incremental, it's only files that have been created or changed will get marked to be backed up. So you'll occasionally have a user call and ask why it says that the backup was successful, but 0 files were transferred. And what the reason for that is the program successfully ran, but they didn't create any new files, and they didn't edit any files that day. So there was nothing to back up, but the backup successfully ran. It's just that they didn't have any newly created data.
Is that why it says zeros, like that one customer that keeps on
It
calling?
says,
Yeah, back up.
it says 0 files, 0 megs transferred.
I wanna
Backup
make
successful.
So I wanna make sure I told it right, you know?
What's that?
How would you know the difference if it was an unsuccessful backup versus there was no new data to
It's
back
got
up?
language that says it failed for specific.
So this
Failed to
failure or
connect,
just,
or-
okay.
Where are those reports being sent?
Right now, they get mailed to the customer,
Okay.
and they will also show up. Failures will get sent in to us.
Where do they get sent in at?
Sysadmin, I think, Zach had it set too, and I have to double check that.
Is that where that should still go?
I don't know. I think it's more like,
I think that's more of a, I don't think that should be a sysadmin.
it's almost be a network repair thing.
I agree,
Yeah.
that tends to be a bottom.
Adam, do you have a suggestion on where you think it should go?
If I'm gonna be doing troubleshooting for this, then it should go to my tech support queue. So
I was
see.
thinking more of a tech support issue
Okay.
anyway.
IT and
Oh,
Texas.
so-
Yeah, and if it gets out here,
Jake
it's still
said
a win.
If I'm gonna be taking calls on this, it needs to go into my queue. Otherwise,
The 2 most common things that you'll see, now, other than these 2, I think we've only had 1 other ticket that was an issue, is backup was successful but 0 files transferred, and backup failed, and backup failed is always
usually because the computer was off,
Yeah,
or
we've
or
only
the
had-
internet was down.
We've only actually had 1 ticket that was a real, actual issue.
The exclusion when generated did not complete in time allotted errors,
That's
because it
fine.
basically bridged day to day. So
That's
their
fine.
9:15 fired while their previous 9:15 was firing, because it never
It never
finished
finished.
sequencing through a Windows directory or anything. That was the chicken.
Now, question, because we have Benson and we have IT and different customers data backup.
It doesn't matter, because that's a ticket that's coming inbound, the customer's not seeing it.
Okay.
So it doesn't really
So
matter.
all
As long as
How would
it's in the right.
How many
queue to be
tickets do you usually
handled.
average in your textbook queue?
That are open or
Yeah.
new ones in there per day.
Yeah, well, that are usually open at any given point in time during the day.
Usually no more than 8 to 10
Okay.
that are open.
I mean, this isn't really gonna add anything
No.
really to that,
No.
so it's just a matter of,
We've had less than 10 tickets in the history of this
Yeah.
app so far, and only 1 of them was anything that.
because I don't think that this should be, that
$5.
should be really a sysadmin issue. I think like
No.
something wrong with the server itself is more of a
Correct.
sysadmin.
Yeah.
So you've got an action item today.
text what we got.
And that is the application in its entirety. Afterwards,
Now, do we usually do backup schedule daily
we,
or weekly?
we do weekly, every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday,
Oh, I see.
Friday for
Okay.
most places.
Okay.
If we have an end user who uses it all the time, we can include Saturday and Sunday. Businesses for the most part aren't even open on weekends, or they don't do anything important enough on weekends, so we grab Monday through Friday.
But we always do incremental, correct?
Always.
And you can always manually run the first one too, after you
Yeah,
finish out.
yeah,
That's
you
what-
can mainly run the first one.
And we don't have a problem on our end. We have all this server posted in the cloud. It's an Amazon.
So
We did that on purpose to make sure that we don't ever have a bandwidth issue internally.
Oh, so this is AWS?
Yeah,
Good.
and
Okay,
it's got like, what, 2
got it.
terabytes
So it's
of
not in
space.
South
Yeah,
Bend
so
on a
it's
server
the same.
somewhere.
We don't even, it's not even our physical machine, it's theirs.
And we pay Amazon, so our data's guaranteed. Okay,
Yep.
good.
Yep.
Yeah,
Now,
they
we do
don't
not
really
pay
less than
Amazon
that,
for a
yeah.
second server.
So we don't have redundancy?
How does Amazon's thing, they guarantee that it'll be restored was it 4 hours or something?
I'm not sure.
Okay, so they have their own redundancy, so we're not
They
too
do.
worried.
They do.
Okay, yeah, got it.
And that is it in its entirety. That just sits down in the corner.
Now,
It always stays running.
in terms of the company goal, we said 100 of the $99 unlimited data backups to be sold. We have 5. Of the
That's how many we've sold this year.
That's how many we've sold.
What?
So we have 6 months. to
No.
sell.
We could buy as many licenses as what we
We
want.
want to sell 100 this year.
That was our goal
We
this
only
year.
sell 5 and we're happy. Mainly because we haven't been able to focus on it. That is where we are.
So Adam, when you're talking to somebody, when
Yeah.
you end the call, see if you can upsell them on something. Piranha, AVG Cloud Care, or Data Backup.
Well, I'll just be honest, I don't know what AVG Cloud Care really does, you know?
Okay.
So, Piranha, it sounds pretty simple.
Yeah.
You know, it's the DNS control, but
Okay. The AVG Cloud Care, I mean,
I
Jeremy
can
could,
try to get a sense.
yeah.
It's antivirus that'll tell us when it breaks. That way we got an extra set of eyes on whether your computer.
so it's a full antivirus.
Yes,
Okay.
And we charge $5.
Firewall, all of it.
Does it work good on XP?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a great replacement for Defender. So especially if you hear people asking about their XP end of life thing, remind them that Defender is not going to get updates anymore. They might want to
See, I wouldn't have
another
known that,
antivirus
too. A
product.
lot of people come in.
Yeah, and it's
The others
$5.
are already on, that we've already seen, already have.
It's $5 a month.
I'll sign up for it on my home PC so I can get used to it.
I didn't make you a.
Yeah,
No,
make him a user.
Yeah.
We'll just get you a user set up for it.
You know,
Oh, well, I wasn't asking for it for free, but
Yeah,
I mean, yeah.
it costs us 99 cents.
Well, I need it
so-
anyways. so.
Yeah, so if you can get him
Oh, okay.
an EXE on that, and then, that way you can understand how it works. And literally, it's just a package that you add to it. Eric, can you schedule a training class for AVG Cloud Care?
So was the
Two-year
next regime.
minimum, right?
That's usually what we do, is we have a 2-year contract on it. It's really simple to install. You literally send them the EXE, or rather, you send them a link, and they install it. It's super simple to do. And then we just turn it off on the back end, and then when that's done, let's say for example,
There's no username for them to worry about?
no, because that's actually generated in the back end.
The installer has a key
A key.
inserted. Yeah, you can't use the same installer with every person, or that person A will just have 30 devices under their profile.
Well, we can go over that on the training.
Yeah, and then what happens is, let's say for example, somebody gets a virus. Eric gets those notifications, and he calls the customer.
Yes, they say, your virus, your computer was infected with one virus. And then we call them and say, hey, you guys know this?
Or if there was a memory utilization issue, Eric could call them and actually upsell them on some memory.
Same for hard drive space.
Same for hard drive space. So it just shows that we're being proactive with
Right.
that user,
Right.
rather than,
Well, and the recurring revenue helps.
that's what it's all
And
about.
if it's actual company pops up, most of the time they want someone to come out, fix it or do it remotely, so you may want to send it to either Jeremy or Jake or whoever's in
For
charge
the
of that.
network repair queue.
Yeah.
All you have to do is just technically transfer it to network repair and schedule it.
One thing I will point out, don't worry about it until you see the same alert twice. Because sometimes, especially on the
Oh, yeah,
serious
yeah, you're
infection one,
absolutely right.
tomorrow we won't still be there.
Right.
Because AVG ADG actually
Because
did
I've
his
dealt with a
job.
couple of those recently, yeah,
Yeah.
so only worry about the ones you see as runners. If you see one CPU usage, the hard drive one's the only one you might care about, the single instance that you see it. The CPU usage could be that at the moment it pulled it, it was updating the ADG, or running a backup, or any number of things.
While watching YouTube.
Yeah, Netflix, anything that could be fancy.
Right. Anybody have any other questions on data backup?
Oh, that's very
Oh,
helpful.
thank
Who all
you.
do we want to be in training for that? I've got Eric, Rick, Jeremy, Casey, Adam,